At Vinton County National Bank, we believe in supporting the areas where we live and work. Now, we'd like to honor those who also serve our communities. Our new Community Champions account is especially for first responders, veterans, active military, and anyone employed in the fields of healthcare or education. This account offers rewards, discounts, and other benefits to those who give so much to others. Vinton County National Bank, rewarding those who serve.
Would you like to work closer to home, save money on gas, and be rewarded for your hard work and attendance? Then Bellisio Foods is looking for you. That's right, Bellisio Foods is now hiring for multiple positions and shifts with great employee benefits, an on-site health clinic, competitive wages, and advancement opportunities. Bellisio Foods is a company that truly values their employees. Apply online at BellisioFoods.com/careers.
Hi Jen. Hi everyone at Main Street TV. I bet you're wondering where you are. Do you feel disoriented? Do you feel confused? Tell them where we are, Matt.
We're at the Marquee.
We're at the Marquee, and you're getting a chance to see the set for Clue on stage, and this is the cast. Say hi, everyone.
Hi, everyone.
You're very well trained. Let's introduce ourselves, shall we? And let's chat. Let's chat about this play. Let's chat about everything that's going on in our process. And we'll give you guys a little insight on what's going on in our lives in the past couple of months that we've been doing this, okay?
Yep.
Okay, well, I'm Jules. I'm the director. This is Matt.
Matt Wilson, I am a lot of things in this play.
Yeah, he's stage
crew,
auxiliary,
it's all good.
Actor. Yeah. He's my mental support. I'll save it for later.
Okay.
But let's go down the line. We'll go with the guys over here and we'll have everyone introduced down here and say your parts. I think that's probably the best way to do it. Let's try that.
I'm Doug Sharp and I play Colonel Mustard.
I'm Rin Spriggs and I play Mr. Green.
I am Breck Avonmarch and I play Wadsworth.
I'm Sean Murray and I play Mr. Body.
I'm Luke Davis and I play Professor Plum.
Take it away.
Hi, I'm Kim Seitz and I play Mrs. Peacock. I'm Melissa Stutzman and I play Miss Scarlet. I'm Courtney McManus, I play Yvette.
I'm Bethany Sarah-Penix and I play Mrs. White.
I'm Amanda Gowan and I play the cook in the Singing Telegram Girl.
That's right. There's multiple people that have multiple roles. And there's some other people here. We've got a ton of crew and we've got a lot of, we've got a crew guy behind the camera right now. We've got some people that aren't in front, but we're happy to have everybody here. And we're happy to talk about everything that's been going on. We started this process probably, how long has it been, guys? 2 months? Something like that?
Yeah.
Pretty much. I remember, I want to start with auditions. I want to start talking about that. I remember, do you guys remember auditions?
Yeah.
Do you remember it fondly?
No.
I did. I loved it.
Yeah, we had some winners, some not. And it was a huge turnout. It was one of the biggest, I think, for ACP so far, which I should also mention that, there's been some changes in the ACP, but Doug and I are co-directors for ACP?
We are co-creative directors of ACP.
Co-creative directors. And Kim is vice chair, and Bethany is
chairperson.
That's right. And so we've got people that are involved on the board, and Clue was a pretty big feat, I think you guys wanted to take on, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And we knew it was going to be a big cast, and we wanted to have a big turnout, and we had a great turnout. We had 2 nights of auditions, and we were busy the whole time. And I would take them all back one by one, and I'm just curious, because we've never really talked about it, but I remember taking everybody back individually. I made them all come in here on the stage, and I had everyone do their things without everyone else to see. And the first thing that I did before anybody got on stage, I don't know if you guys remember, was I took everybody up front and I had a little folder. Do you guys remember my little folder?
Yes.
And I had my little folder, and I said, okay guys, this is the play. You guys know it, you've seen the movie, but this is what I want to do with it. And I'm just curious along the board here, what were some thoughts after, opening up my folder and showing you guys this kind of different interpretation? I know that we had some ideas we wanted to do, which we won't say because we're not doing that with this one because we might use them in other ones, you never know. But as far as, the minimalism, being told, we're changing the music, we're changing a lot of the parts. No set, no ups. What are some thoughts that you guys had when you were seeing my little folder?
Typical Jules.
I was disappointed there was no diorama. But you know.
Yeah.
No, I was excited about it. I knew we weren't going to tackle it like in a traditional sense because having worked with you before. So.
Yeah. Did anybody lie? Did anybody lie and be like, "Oh, I love this," but you were like, "What is going on?" Is everybody actually down?
I think we trusted you, and we trusted you to bring whatever vision it was to light, and you did it. So.
Yeah, I mean, you guys did fantastic. I really wanted to highlight, it's such a character-driven show, and it's the most important part. And we talked a lot in the pre-process of how it's this big house and these mansions and all these doors, and it just feels distracting from the most important part, which is all the little tiny intricate pieces that the characters have and the objectives and why they're there. It's such a objective anchored show. So I also kind of showed you guys pictures of the characters and the vibes, and I basically I think I gave you guys like an ultimatum. Do you want to go in the direction of like leaning really far into what people know, but like digging deeper and like finding more than what is the traditional interpretation of the character, or rejecting that and kind of trying to go a different direction? How many of you guys sort of down the line across the board, do you feel like you leaned more in and just went deeper with what was there, or do you feel like you rejected and tried something completely new? Take it down the line.
I'll preface with this. If you've worked with Jules, then you know that she is very hyper-focused. So for every single character in this play, even for the cop, she had what I could only say is a vision board, maybe 2 for each character. So that's like 20 different vision boards with colors and feelings and emotions and outfits and looks and whatever. And it really, I mean, working with her as directors on film and stuff that we've done, it helps a lot for actors that way. So like, did you find, like, correct question, like, did you find that helpful?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. To
Yeah.
me personally, I found that very helpful.
Yeah.
Because when you're stepping into a role, you are not yourself. You want to embody every part of that character.
Yeah.
The backstory, the look, the history with any of the other characters that you might be playing against. And I think that vision, to answer your prior question, to take that and run with it,
Sure.
that's what helped me.
Yeah. What about any of the fellas down there?
I think that the backstory was really helpful for my character because we kind of know some things about the game pieces, but some of the extra characters, it was helpful to have a backstory created to help me get into the character, and then maybe some of the things that I read in the backstory are not explicitly on stage, but internally it helps with interactions with the other characters when you're on stage to have that backstory.
Yeah. We just did pictures. We had James come and take pictures of us last week, and I was just showing them to everybody before we started. And you got a line of 8 people looking at one person at Wadsworth. And if you come out Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, Fridays at 7, Saturdays at 7, and Sundays at 2, if you come out, you'll see you guys, you could have taken the easy way out and just been afraid, just been worried. But if you look and you watch, and I think people literally, I've seen you guys do this 100 times now, but I find myself, you can follow one person through the whole thing and feel something totally different every single time. And you guys, when I sat you around the table and I said, okay, it's not just in the script, it's more. Surprise, I was up. There's 20 documents. I've been awake. There's the PowerPoint.
No, there's more.
Slam the encyclopedia down. And everyone just took so well to that and was fearless, and it comes through. You can see it in Nuanced, and I think everyone should come and see. So what was hard about taking those things and seeing them in a different way? What were the roadblocks? I want to know.
Learning a different way of acting.
Yeah?
And reacting with other people that you don't know, and then you start to trust them, and then working together and building on that.
Yeah.
That's something that I like really enjoyed.
Yeah. We kind of threw you guys into that really like quickly and heavily. We did a few exercises. We Meisner. You probably don't remember Meisner exercises.
No, nightmares.
Yeah. Anybody that is in acting or anything, if you know Meisner, I had them do that, and it's that's what I wanted. It's never to take it and to make it so singularly about your character and stuff, and to know who you are, and then sort of get lost in whoever you're looking at. And man, they did that fantastically, didn't they?
They did.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. So I mean, any other challenges? Anything else that you were like, this is hard. I kind of just want to play. Yeah.
I had never seen Clue before.
Oh.
I've still never seen
I
it.
haven't. I wanted to
I've
wait
never watched it.
until after the show.
Oh, yeah.
Because I didn't want any part of it to influence anything. I'd never even played the board game until like a year and a half. No, I played it. But it was it's new to me. So I feel like any preconceived notions that anybody had about any of the characters, I don't have any of that. So this is almost like, I feel like I'm going to be comparing the movie to this. So like I've had to build my character off of what everybody else has been doing. So that was a little hard not having a reference, because I quite enjoy references. But it was fun. I got to challenge myself, and everybody made it really easy to step into the character. So it was nice.
I found that particularly difficult because I've been an actor for a while. Normally, I'm trying to focus on how I can fit better into the scene as like a whole, but I found it like the switch to focusing on myself as a singular character was definitely a weird change of pace.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost like instead of like, how can I serve you guys, it's how can you all serve me? I know that sounds not the way I meant it, but it's like, because it's, it's in real life, you don't go around like, how can I fit in this situation?
And with this being such an ensemble show, it's so interesting to see that other part of it, like what the intricacies of each other and reacting to all of you. Y'all creep me out.
Thank you.
Yeah, we just got done with an hour and a half run right now, and everyone's sitting on the stage, and I was just telling Doug, I was like, there's new stuff tonight. It's just every time they do it, it's something different, and the people have refused. I mean, you can watch a play, you can watch a really good, Equity Theater Broadway play, and I think if you'd see it twice, you might see the same things over and over again. There's just something that you guys have done, you've refused to leave it at that, and I just think that that's super, super special.
Yeah.
So for the people that have seen Clue, not you guys, what do you think? Do you think that there's anything that is lost in the interpretation, maybe for the people that are, because I mean, people are going to come and they're going to see this and they're going to expect exactly what they've seen from the movie. Maybe they'll think I do something different with the set. Maybe they'll think it's a little bit whatever, a little wonky donkey, if I can say that.
A little artsy.
I mean, I'm not a game piece, but Clue was still is one of my favorite movies, one of my favorite board games, and I generally have complete and utter faith in your visions whenever we collaborate, which is often. So when you were like, we're not going to do it like the movie, I'm like, but then, just being 100% transparent, because I love the original. So, but then like you started telling me some of, and I'm like, okay, I'm on board. I can watch the movie. The movie, it's its thing. This is its own thing, and it can live in two different spaces.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be good. Even if you are a diehard Clue fan, I feel like Clue on this stage, will be something different to experience for sure.
Plus, you've already watched that movie.
Exactly.
And you're paying $18 at the door, or no, $20 at the door, 18 in advance to go ahead and get your tickets. Market tickets don't work. But yeah, I mean, you've seen the movie.
Yep.
Breck and Tim Curry could not be farther apart, and that's not a bad thing. I'm saying they're very different. You know.
Wait.
Yeah, no, for sure.
It would feel like a ripoff if we just did the movie.
Yeah.
And it's not funny. Like, it's not just funny.
Yes.
Yeah.
These are like, we're playing them as real people. It's not just about the haha, slapstick.
And that was one of the things that Jules did with the 20 plus boards, was there was backstory to every character. So like, in the movie, I don't know if you ever know real names or, you know, backstories of any of the characters, but Mrs. Peacock had a full name, a full backstory, same with everybody. So it just, she painted it differently for them to be able to do it differently than the movie. And I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And another thing is some of those backstories through some work of the cast have ended up interwoven.
Yeah.
For example, me and Green.
Yeah. There's little things. I mean, there's stuff between Scarlett and Yvette. There's stuff that is, you know, I'm just begging. I'm literally just begging people. If you're gonna come and you're gonna pay, like, you know, $18 per person, $20 at the door. I need, this is, to me, it's all about belief. And, you know, we just have so much going on out there. And it's just, for me, it's like a really special sort of thing to hold someone in one space for an hour and a half, which is right where we land. It's fast paced. No intermission, hour and a half. They scorch it, it's great, but just to hold someone there for an hour and a half and just to say, okay, this is where I'm at, and you know, that was my goal. I talked to you, I was like, I know that no one might not ever notice that. And I say that, I can remember saying that to you, I know guys, I know, no one might not ever notice that, but like, yeah, they do, they'll feel it. And a lot of times you don't know what it is. You can't walk out and be like, oh yeah, that was that. But then you might be, you know, eating it 6 cents later and say like, wait a second, what was that look between those two? Like, did you guys know each other?
Right.
It serves the scene super well.
Yeah, for sure.
So is anyone nervous about the audience's take on anything? Amanda, are you nervous?
I'm always nervous. I just kind of live in a state of like nerve.
Anxiety.
But no, I think the audience is going to love it. I think all the anxiety is ours, and the audience is going to love it.
Yeah.
The air is thick.
Yes. Thick.
Yeah, there's parts of it that are reimagined and new, but there's also parts of it that I feel like there's stuff that you guys didn't let fade away, but I mean, there's some of it that is a little bit different. It's a little bit interesting. And that's kind of, sometimes people, you know, they don't know how to move with that, right?
Right.
Yeah. So the audience is going to see it. They're here. Here we are. We've made it through. Let's talk about the rehearsal process. I mean, as far as like the blocking and the way that we block this play. I say that like this is it. I mean, this is literally it. Like, we don't have, I'm not a huge fan of like props and of big extravagant sets. I think that if we can focus on the heart of it all and the people, it's way more interesting. So with the blocking that we've done, how was that process for you guys? The last play that I did was with Doug and Bethany. Misery, do you guys remember Misery?
Rings a bell.
Very well. It's burnt in there. Flames.
Yeah, flames.
The blocking in that show was amazing. I got to lay in a bed and then sit in a wheelchair and be
It was really good. You got to crawl a few times.
Yeah.
It was great. But this is way different. I've not ever done, this was something for me the first time, especially with a cast this large, like the learning process of like figuring out the blocking. I mean, like,
It was like dance choreography.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm never gonna remember this, and now I think I can do it in my sleep.
Yeah. Did it help? Did we feel like it helped? Yeah.
Yeah. Without realizing that it was helping. It was like you would just get up and do it, like Melissa said. It was muscle memory without realizing that we were even doing it, you know?
Yeah.
Like someone would say a word, you Pavloved us into someone saying the word, and we would just move.
Like when you took us into our cubes.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yes.
Here's the deal.
Yes.
Well, and the blocking takes away the need for so many props. Like our bodies are the props. That sounds weird, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, that's what I really wanted. I know that the game itself and, you know, how we play that and that association, I wanted to use the stage in that, and we try to make a lot of formations, and we try to point at certain people with our bodies, and, you know, and kind of, I think, do you feel like, you know, some of the mystery, I feel like it is a mystery. And there is like, you know, some people will be gobbledygooked. You guys never saw it. Were you gobbledygooked when you made it to the end of the script?
Bud. Yeah. Yeah.
Was the table read the first time that you?
Yes.
You went at the table read, right?
No, I wasn't at the first table read. I was, because I had to, okay.
Sorry.
I would like to thank my lovely Sixth Sense family for making sure that I can like work around coming to practices and everything.
Yep.
That day, Didn't happen. Missed the table read, missed the first practice, and I showed up in the middle of scene 3 blocking, and I was like,
Yeah.
all right.
Yep.
Here we go.
Yeah, I don't think you got to do pretty much the first half within like so many weeks.
No, I probably had like 3 practices on book before Jules was like, all right, no more books. I was like, okay.
That's how I go with seasons. Like,
I was like,
what
all
is it, 3 to
right.
4 or 5?
Yeah.
did a great
But
job
that
of
was the
catching
first
up.
time that I learned anything about anything. It was really fun, really cool.
Yeah. I think that's something you guys did well, and handling the off-book stuff too. I mean, I don't know how many times we were at that point of where it's like, you know, it was kind of like dog training, Matt. I mean, they were like, you would do it and we'd run it once, and I'd be like, okay, let's run it again. Put the books down, and you guys just like zoom right through it. It fit, and everybody was in the right spot in the right place.
Yep.
We didn't know any way of how we did it. No idea.
So we have this sort of strategic blocking. Do you think people are gonna like notice it? Do you think it's gonna stand out? Do you think it's gonna make sense? Do you feel like anyone's gonna get lost in it? What do you think?
I think they're not going to notice it, and that is the best part of it.
Yep.
Is that it's just going to go into the shows and not realize it's just going to move the story along. I think.
Yeah. But they'll still feel it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we don't really have, I mean, we don't have a backstage really either.
No.
You know, it feels like it to them, but I mean, these are just 6 open holes, and you've got how many crew back there?
7.
We've got 7 crew members back there, and just a lot of light flipping, a lot of
Light flipping, a lot of
Helping me find where I'm supposed to be
Yeah.
in the dark.
there's a lot of feeling around. Oh, that's a person.
Running, lots of running.
Lots of running.
a constant
Lots
loop
of
for
running.
4 seconds.
Me.
your signature pose.
It's usually Brittany.
Every time I come through one of those holes, like when the lights go out, you can't see anything. I'll always feel Matt's arm, and he'll just be like, "Come on, you old man."
I'll help you cross the street.
There's always somebody back there. Come on, Cab. They know to listen.
I got you.
I just see your hand in the dirt. Okay, here we go.
Who am I touching?
Yeah, I'm always back there just.
Dad.
So I think that, you know, besides the blocking, there was so much of it is character work, so much of it is the stuff that we've done. When I went in and kind of wrote the backstories and gave it off sort of a new take for everybody, is there anything that you guys had a hard time connecting to? Is there anything that was like, oh, I kind of have to force that? Or, I mean, you guys had communicated so well with me about that stuff, but is there anything that you felt like, man, this is hard. I don't know if I want to do that or want to put that in there. Or I feel like that's not, the audience isn't going to like connect that part with that character. Is there any bits and bobs that you did that? No, nobody wants to.
I just don't know where the microphone. I left everything else except, you know, wires and cords.
Wire aversion. And we dealt with it. You just project.
It's all good.
You do a great job. Nobody?
I mean, I felt connected to Colonel Mustard, like from the table read.
Yeah.
I did just something about that character that maybe I'm too much like him.
I'll also say that Doug also knew all of his lines from the table
That's
read.
what Doug is every single time.
Like everybody else is like this,
Doug
and
is
Doug's
awful.
like,
Doug is awful.
Once and for all, it's called preparation. And if any of you would do it, this would be so much smoother.
is it just preparation?
Hey, I take offense to that.
Where are those weapons?
Look, I've been doing this since I was like
Yeah.
a little kid,
Yeah.
and it's just, I'll read it twice and then I know it, and I don't know, I can't do
be
that
nice.
with anything else, but this kind of stuff.
Your
I
brain
can.
decided that that's the chosen.
That's
method.
how it works.
It's gonna pick that up.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah.
I love it.
I mean, go
Thank you,
honestly,
thank you.
if it works, it works.
Yeah.
Weird in a good way. Weird
Yes.
in a good way.
Yeah, you guys have, I mean, I think you all had perfect mix of being able to, you know, objectively see the character from the standpoint of like, this is me, this is what it would be if I saw someone do this, and you also had this really easy, like, me just kind of being like, and you're like, okay, that's it. And it's, I felt no resistance from anybody in that sense. Like, everybody just fell right in, and it was such a joy to like give you guys the backstories. We did the table read, and then after the table read, I was like, okay, come into my office. You guys remember my book?
Yes.
Do you remember my office? And I had the little Milanote with like 100. Shout out Milanote. Milanote should sponsor us.
Milanote's great.
Everybody loves
Give us free
Milanote.
subscription.
And so it was like this big Google Doc board, and we showed everybody everything, and I kind of laid it out, and I was like, okay, you guys add more to this, and I'd love opening my phone and get little notifications like, Kim added.
There was about 3 or 4 days after the fact that you and I would talk while I was driving, and it would be so-and-so's in Milanote.
Guess who's in Milanote?
They're loving it. They've already asked me questions.
Yeah, I was nervous. I didn't know if, I mean, that's just stuff that I've taken from directing, film acting, and that's what works. But with theater, it's so much different than what I've learned with film, and that is like, it's my job to give you guys something that lasts an hour and a half to 2 hours. In film, I can stop you, I can say, let's try this now, try this, and then I go. But here, I mean, I'm literally in everyone's cubes or in the corner, like trying to like give you enough to just push you out the window for an hour and a half. And it's unreal to see the connectivity and how everyone just soars together every single night. I wish I could just, I don't know how else to tell people, you know, we do this and we talk about it and it's like, please come see it, please come, whatever, everybody's put so much into it, but I don't know, I just think it's so special. I just think it's so special, and I think it's so hard, and it's so easy to just do something that just looks like everything else, and people be thrilled. People would come in here and they pay the money and they'd be thrilled, and it's almost like, I can't believe I found a group of people that was so dedicated to being like, no, that's not enough. We want to do it differently. We want to take it in. So thank you guys.
I feel like it's so boring if you do the same thing over and over. It's a little boring.
Yeah. And it's intimidating to look down the barrel of like iconic performances. I mean, Bethany, I don't know how many times we've given you the parts of like these sort of like, you know, can someone help me on the name of the actress that does
Madeline Kahn or Kathy Bates.
Kathy Bates. And it's a heavy load, and not to single you out, but I mean, like, especially when we did Misery, I remember you saying like, I can never make this sound right out of my mouth. Like, I'm never going to be able to make this seem correct. And you find it so well, and I know when you came in and auditioned, I immediately, the flames, you know, that's like this iconic thing. And there's nobody. How many times has Bethany done it? In rehearsal, Silly Goofy, Doug is trying everything he can to make her break every time. But
you can't get Rudy do it.
But every time you come up against that, it's like the room shuts up, and it's just the power that you have in that. And every single one of you has a moment like that for me that I just absolutely love seeing in the play, and I'm like, I can't wait for this moment where they get to come in.
There's something too. So, and the only person that knows it, Brittany, down there behind the cameras. So, as I'm going through the script, like trying to figure out where our cues are, there's every single page I have what I call an anchor line, and it's a line from every single one of you that I know where it's at on the page because I love to listen to it be said. So like, and that's a testament like what you're saying, like everybody has a way that they've tackled it, and it's a little different every time, and I like to hear it, but like I can think which one to like. You're like I know exactly where on the page it is. I know that if I'm 3 pages back, I know I need to get there, and I know how to get there because it's just every night. It's always really good. So. Yeah.
And you know, to come off of that, there's been moments where I started and I had this sort of like grandiose makeup idea that I wanted to do, and you know, I was set. I was set on it.
Yep.
And because I was just thinking, the script is hard. I mean, it's very a hard kind of comedy mixed with like death, and there's so many interwoven things, and it's like, man, which way do you go, and how do you, and I said, I've got this makeup thing, I'm gonna do this makeup thing, it's gonna be killer. Everyone's like, yeah, the makeup thing, everyone's, oh, makeup. And then I'm watching it, and we're doing it, and I'm like, oh my God, no, that's distracting. it's so distracting from what you guys have done with each other and how connective you are. It's like, no, let's take that away and make it as real as we possibly can. And one moment that I had with you is there's obviously the dinner scene when everyone comes in. And I had this idea to do just, these stools and tables, and the tables would come out, and Matt and I are like, we're gonna make the tables, we're gonna put them on wheels, we're gonna do everything. It's gonna be
I don't
great.
know where we would hide them back there, but
They're gonna fold. I'm gonna come out. They're gonna unfold. They're
Yep.
gonna turn into everyone's weapons. We're gonna use. I was like,
I was gonna light them up.
We're gonna light them up. It's gonna be great. And we ran it without the tables.
I wish you guys were a part of that first process.
Yep.
Sorry.
And we were like, we got it. But of course, crew wasn't in yet, and there were a few times when I was just, okay, guys, just sit in a line. Just sit in a line and do it like the
Yeah.
table's in front of you. And I watched Kim do it after one rehearsal, and I came up to her and I said, hey, I've got horrible news. And she was like, what? I was like, the entire cast is gonna hate you. She was like, why? And I was like, we're not doing tables there. Because you can see everyone sitting, and you absolutely command that with the way that you move and the way, and everyone reacts so much. It's like tables in front of that. Why would you ever do that?
Yep.
And I cannot make those decisions unless people are actually connecting.
Yep.
And that's what you guys have done so well.
Yep.
So let's talk, speaking of connecting, let's talk about some of these characters that know each other. Let's not give too much away. It's not like people haven't seen anything. Huh? Did I hear some sighs? Did I hear some people? I have about 4 or 5 more days with you guys, so I get to boss you around a little more. So let's talk about the people that know each other in this play and how you guys made relationships. So the first one that comes to mind for me, I think, is Yvette and White. That's one of the first ones that we see that come through. So how did you guys, knowing, like, working in the script together, obviously, like, without giving too much away, like, how did you guys kind of work in that space?
We just hate each other in real life.
It's not really acting, Jules.
No, so it's really easy to hate Bethany on stage. I don't know. It just kind of I don't know. I really don't know.
How did you
I got
guys
distracted.
how did you guys, I mean, it's so nuanced. It's the moment that you guys see each other, it's just like, oh, like, what did you do individually? I mean, did you work together, or did you really just kind of
We
separate?
never really worked
No, we
together.
didn't. And I think that's
I think
good.
that kind of helps because
Right.
I don't know what she's thinking ever at all. Ever. I mean, I worked really closely with Melissa on like our characters' connections, and so like there are clear moments where I know this is what she has in her head and this is what she is acting off of, and I don't have that with Bethany. And I think that kind of plays to our advantage because she's guessing at me as much as I'm guessing at her.
Yeah.
And so I'm just very cautious.
That's it. I mean, I watched you guys do it tonight, and there was a bit between you two, and Rin, you were driven so much that you actually stepped in between them. You were like, oh my
Jules,
God.
I've done that like 3 times now. And it just feels right. Mr. Green he's protective over that. He feels like she's just as trapped in this as everybody else. So, why not help her out?
Thank you.
All right? Why not help her out?
She's fine.
That's absolutely true. You don't know that, all right?
Who else knows each other?
Peacock and Cook
Yeah,
over there.
yeah.
Did you guys work together? Did you guys chat about your backstory?
I think we trash talked each other just like passing. I hate you, but I love you. I hate you, I love you.
Oh, Bethany and I,
Just
were we supposed to also have compliments to each other?
No.
Okay, good.
I've done well. Or have I?
No, and this is the first time that Amanda and I had even met each other in real life.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was fun to read her backstory and on Milanote
Yes.
to know what our past together was
Yeah.
and how that plays into what happens on stage.
Yeah.
I never read your backstory.
But it makes sense that you guys.
I was told to read your backstory. I never did it.
Who was? It was one of you that messaged me and was like, I know that I can see other people's boards, but like, am I allowed to look? That was me. Yeah. And I don't know. I remember. But I told Matt, I was like, I want him to look. Like, look at everybody else's stuff. Like, you want people to see that. But yeah, that's what is it?
I didn't.
You didn't?
I didn't either.
No, because I don't know. I felt like Mustard's so clueless about his own life, and like like I'm just trying to figure people out, and the only person I'm actually concerned with is Miss Scarlet for this entire
Yeah.
ordeal anyway.
Yeah.
You know?
I read yours.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that changed mine.
But that dynamic of between the two characters, without giving anything away, like that would make sense.
Yes,
You know what I mean?
absolutely.
That would make so much sense, like you just being completely whatever and like you knowing everything.
Like Colonel Mustard totally would not put in the work to get to know people.
Yeah. Just presently in there
Yes.
trying to make
Yeah.
those connections.
But in the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. So did you guys talked though about it, didn't you? Not a lot?
No.
Not really.
Oh, I don't want to compliment you, but I'm gonna have to.
Oh.
Get on in there.
So much out there on stage, it's easy to play off of.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah.
And you know, Melissa and I did Leading Ladies before this, and so there was a lot of. Yeah. I was really good in it. So was Matt.
Yeah, we were great. We were.
Okay, thanks.
We would be what somebody would say, leading ladies.
Yeah. Me and Luke, we were also
But-
fine.
I cried over the set while I was making it.
But Melissa has Melissa's face is so expressive
Yep.
that if she wants to take command of the stage, she takes command of the stage.
Oh, yeah.
So it was real easy for not to give away what the dynamic of Mustard and Scarlet's relationship was. It was
Right.
very easy to fall in line with what
Yeah.
she wanted me to react to.
Yeah,
For sure.
absolutely. Who else do we have?
There's nothing in the script
Yeah.
whatsoever.
Yeah.
But me and Green,
Yeah. College buddies? Yeah.
Green and Plum were college buddies, both
so
very
good.
into criminal justice, all right? So we haven't seen each other in a long time, so
I was
it's kind of
more
like
on
a
the
little,
psychiatric side.
yeah, you went psychiatric, I went more into the,
You guys play like brothers on stage at points. and
yeah,
It's great.
yeah,
It's a perfect thing.
It's like a little reunion, it's
Yeah.
it's nice, and it gives
They're
us a
fraternity
totally,
brothers.
Yes.
That's what it
We
gives-
were
we wished, they wouldn't let us in, but we really wished, we wanted to be so bad.
Plum and Green were definitely close before the whole
Yeah.
body manner thing, but I think over time during the play, they just get closer.
Yeah, they'll
Yeah.
probably
Love
talk.
Yeah.
They'll probably be good friends after,
that.
Afterwards.
Thanksgiving, Friendsgiving, whatever.
Yeah, love that.
But the scene calls for that. I mean, it's not in the script for Yvette and Scarlett either, but it was really important for me to put that in
Yeah.
there. And it's a couple singular little moments, but when there's nothing else on the stage and there's just colorful dog crates behind you, you need things like that
Yeah.
to keep the scenes interesting if people's eyes bounce. And you guys, I love that you fit those in. And of course, Wadsworth and Yvette.
Right.
That was like a pillar thing for me. Those two characters were so important to me, and I just think both of you have. It took so well when we Meisnered, it was just like explosive watching you guys instantly connect and seeing the work. I mean, you guys and Melissa, you guys all worked in the backstory, and it's like vicious to watch you three interact.
It's so much fun.
Yeah.
They're so easy to react to.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
give everything.
Yeah.
Plus, Melissa does this thing on stage where she'll just whisper something to you that no one else hears.
Yes.
That's so in character that you're like, oh.
Just to get in, just to
She
let
does
it
that all the time.
I pulled out her chair. I pulled out her chair for her one day, and she sat down. And she goes, "Next time, be faster."
There you go.
Oh, that's great.
One day she looked, she just went, "Don't touch me." I was like, "Oh, okay, back."
Me and Melissa in the dog crate, like, okay.
What are we getting today?
But you guys talked a ton, yeah? You guys, that was a big thing. You guys, I remember in the
Oh, yeah.
beginning, like right before we started, like you guys had a little huddle right there in the front row, and you were like, it's this is where we are. And there's so much of, the game pieces are so integral, but with Yvette and Wadsworth, to me, the arcs are so like opposite. And I mean, I feel like I watch that happen on stage. I watch you start off in this very trusting, place of like, oh, I want to do this, and I'm here, and we're gonna do this thing, and we're gonna have this night. And I watch you in a very confident place, and things cross and change, and it's just so effortless. And I've said this about both of you, but it's a very hard thing to let things fall apart, especially for actors, because control. And you guys absolutely effortlessly just let things just fall to pieces. and it's a sickening joy to watch every single time. And you've got Body and Wadsworth. You guys chatted a little bit too, right?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
And let's not forget my cop.
Oh, yeah.
And Miss Scarlet over there.
Yeah, you guys.
We did not talk.
We did not.
I don't like her
Didn't have
enough.
to.
I don't need to talk to him. He's beneath me.
Yeah, but I mean the scene between Body and Wadsworth, where you know
great.
it's the first time that it happened. I think that was one of the first moments where I was like, oh, we're creating an environment where I'm not sure if people are gonna like feel safe to laugh.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Like people are, and that might be a thing. You might come in and be like, I thought it was supposed to be like really funny. I laughed like a couple times, and then other times it was like, oh, and I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the morning show right here on Main Street TV, where we have a very special day planned out for you. We're going to be talking with our friends from Wellston High School, right? Well, in what, middle school, grade school?
Grade school.
You're in grade school? Okay.
I'm Grayson Johnson, and I will be playing Jack.
Okay.
I am Sammy Cottrell, and I'll be playing Rapunzel in this upcoming play.
And I'm Emma McGowan, and I'll be playing the witch.
So, okay, the musical that you all are doing, I'm going to say that didn't ring a bell with me. So could you kind of tell everybody a little bit about it?
Mm-hmm. So, Into the Woods is like all, like most Grimm fairy tales mashed into one storyline.
Ah, okay.
Since we're doing the junior version, the original is much darker, but we kind of cut that out.
Okay.
But we do got most of the storyline and the plot in our musical.
Okay.
Just not with the dark stuff.
I got you. Yeah, because the Grimm's fairy tales can get a little bit dark, as you said.
Yeah.
So what are some of the fairy tales that are represented in this musical?
So there's Jack and the Beanstalk, Little Red Riding Hood, Cinderella, and Rapunzel.
Well, how did you get into a high school musical?
So, my school, we have rap, and we started like doing a rap play, and then I asked Miss Potter if I could be in the high school play.
Okay, and you became Jack. So tell me about your part in the play.
So, I think like in the original version, like, doesn't he like climb up the beanstalk and like get the pieces, and they take it from the giants, and then he starts.
He gets rich?
Yeah.
But he was poor before, right?
Yes.
Yeah. But he had these magic beans. Now I'm remembering, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
He trades the cow for the magic beans.
Oh, so you give up the cow.
Yeah, I sell my cow. I sell my cow for the five. The 5 magic beans.
So in the play, do you have a giant beanstalk?
No, we're gonna like project one, right?
Okay. So you're gonna make one like through digital stuff.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Very good. All right. Well, that is so fun. Good for you. So what about you two? What are your involvements? I know Rapunzel has hair. I remember that one.
Yes, I am Rapunzel, and we do have my hair. We made it out of like yarn, and it's really long.
Okay.
Oh, we also have the tower. I helped with making that tower, not as much as I would like to give credit for, but I did help with it a little bit, and it was really a pain to put together.
I can imagine.
But it was worth it. It looks really nice.
Okay. Does anybody get to climb up it?
That would hurt me, so I hope not.
Wasn't that the story, though, that they climbed up her hair to save her or whatever? Or?
They climb up the hair to get into the tower.
Oh, to get to her.
I think that's basically the point of it, but we have my witch, and we have a prince of mine. He sees my hair, and he magically falls in love.
Oh, well, who wouldn't fall in love with your yarn hair? All right. So what is the involvement of Witchy Witch down there?
So the main characters are the baker and the baker's wife, and their goal is to have a kid. But I've cursed them, so the whole point of like what sets the play in motion is me telling them, get these 4 things, make a potion, you can have a baby.
And then do you do mean things along the way?
Yeah, I normally just kind of pop in to like be like, hey, do this, like hurry up, like you need to get these things.
Gotcha.
You're also doing it for your own benefit.
Yeah, for my own benefit.
Oh.
Which will be revealed later.
Which will be revealed. We could tell you, but we'd have to kill you. Kind of thing. So how long have you been working on this musical?
Since January.
Wow.
Yeah, we tried out before Christmas break, and then afterwards we got our roles, and then we started rehearsing.
No, that's so awesome. And we hope that everybody comes out and supports these guys because they have worked so hard on this, as do all the other schools as well. And it's going to be a lot of fun. All right. Well, we'll let you guys get out of here. And we have a couple of other folks that came with you to talk with. So we can trade out. How's that?
Okay.
All right. Very good. Well, come on over, guys. So we talked with some actors that will be in the musical. But there's a whole lot involved with musicals besides, the people out front that are acting. There's all kind of things. So first off, tell everybody who you are, and then we'll get to talk about a little bit behind the scenes.
I'm Charity Potter. I am the director of the play yet again this year.
Did you draw the straw again, or
I've just fallen in love with the kids and doing it, and so I do enjoy it very much. But this year I had toyed with the idea of having a student director.
Yeah.
Previous, and so this year the perfect candidate was interested. So I'll let Wyatt tell you.
I'm Wyatt McGee. I'm the student director this year. And I kind of wanted to do it because I've been just about everywhere you can be. Like, I started my freshman year in crew, and then I was an actor my sophomore year, the sound tech and lighting tech my junior year, and now I'm here. So yeah.
So you're like, okay, this person has some experience.
Has some experience everywhere, responsible. Wyatt and I have known each other for a long time, so it was a perfect fit, and it's been great. It's been great to have a student director.
So, my goodness. So being the director, and you have done this for some time.
Yes.
A few times. How important is it to have some help? I would think that would be extremely important.
It is, because there's a lot of background things that people don't understand. And I teach third grade, so that I'm teaching all day. I do have some planning times and things, but to get things done, there's a lot involved. We're a school that we're on a budget, so I can't just call and say, okay, we're renting these costumes. We're renting this set, bringing it this time.
That would be nice.
That would be great. That would be fabulous, actually. Because there are schools where they have, everything comes on a semi-truck the week before, and it's just done. The costume, you give them the sizes, the costume. We're not able to do that at this time. So somebody has to, help build those sets and come up with ideas for those sets and come up with costumes and ideas for costumes. There's a lot of paperwork. There's a lot of communication with the kids about rehearsals and, hey, you didn't show up, where are you? Mm-hmm. So Wyatt's been involved in every bit of that process.
Yeah, I mean, this is like a major deal. And I think a lot of people, when they come and watch the performance, it just magically happens and no one thinks about the inner workings of all of it. Well, we hope it magically happens. It will. It's going to be great.
Good. It's looking, we have all of our set, which I'm really happy about. Curtains hung, and the tower, Rapunzel's tower, looks really good. I mean,
yes. And the yarn hair?
Yeah, the yarn hair is beautiful.
How did you decide what musical you're going to do?
I kind of tossed it out there to Wyatt and said, hey, what do you think about Into the Woods Junior this year? Because I always like to have a show that we have a bigger cast. because we've lots and lots of students who are interested.
So you don't have a problem getting actors?
No, we don't have a problem at all.
Great.
The kids at our school love it.
God bless you, because I would have never had the courage to do that ever.
Yeah, and this year it's been great because we have had a lot of a lot of programs suffer because you need boys.
Yep.
And you don't have any boys, but we haven't had that problem.
That's awesome.
So it's been good.
Which must mean you're doing something right.
We have a lot of fun. I mean, I think that's the main thing is it's fun. It's good.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of the whole point, like, after all, isn't it?
Yeah.
About most of the things that we do in this world.
It
should
is.
be to have some fun.
Yeah.
We have the JHS musical guys here to talk about SpongeBob. Hi.
Hi.
Welcome. So some of the cast has actually been kind enough to come in and spend some time this morning with us and talk about the fact that you guys are all doing SpongeBob. Is it this weekend?
Absolutely.
Okay, very good. And if you haven't seen the set, it's so cute. Oh my gosh. I got to see it in real life. It was really, really cool. And I don't care what pictures you see, it's not going to do it justice. So, but would you tell everybody who you are?
Yeah, I'm Camden Robinson. I'm a senior at Jackson High School, and I play SpongeBob SquarePants.
I'm Maddie Farr. I'm a freshman at Jackson, and I play Sandy Cheeks.
I'm Trestle Murray. I'm a sophomore, and I play Patrick Starr.
Okay, so I was telling him off the air, and this is how old I am, that I have never, that I know of, ever watched SpongeBob. So you guys are going to have to help this old girl out a little bit. So how many times have you guys been in, like, musicals or plays or whatever?
This
man.
This is my 9th show.
I was going to say, you've been doing quite a bit, yeah.
Matilda, Brothers Grimm, Seussical, Puffs. And now this is my 6th production.
6th production.
This is my 3rd production.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a synopsis here.
Okay.
So this says, when the citizens of Bikini Bottom discover that a volcano will soon erupt and destroy their humble home, SpongeBob and his friends must come together to save the fate of their undersea world. With lives hanging in the balance and all hope lost, a most unexpected hero rises up. The power of optimism really can save the world.
Oh, that's so cute. So how long have you guys been working on this?
Ever since we came back to school in January.
I was going to say, I'll
We
bet.
got our scripts actually on Christmas break.
Yeah.
Wow.
And we are expected to learn our parts over Christmas break,
We
which,
can come back and get solid rehearsals. in.
yeah, that's
It's a lot.
that's how it should be.
It is.
Who built the set? Because it is so cute.
I mean, I'd kind of say like all of us did because like
Oh, so you guys all
we-
kind of pitched in and helped?
we have like a crew that does most of it, but then like we have like set building days where we jump in and then all of us come in and help.
Yeah.
So it's like we bring like people to help, and it's just a group thing.
Yeah.
So
This had to be a really fun one to do, though, because you're like,
is,
yeah.
there's
It's been a lot
like
of
pool
fun.
noodles and all kind of like colors everywhere.
Cut
And
up pool noodles in all different ways.
Yeah.
And ways to hot glue them back together.
cool. So how many kids are involved in this production?
Oh yeah,
A
there's
lot
a
of
lot
kids.
of kids. I'd probably there.
Yeah,
that's-
there's a
Holy
picture of
Yeah, that's
moly.
just the
That's-
cast. That doesn't even include our
the
crew.
crew or pit.
There's a
yeah.
few
Or
crew
our
people
pit.
in there. Actually, there's
I don't
only
know.
one. Lacey's in there.
Yeah, Lacey's in the far right.
But that's like just our cast.
But
pretty
yeah, and
much.
Wow.
We're a really big. Group.
Yeah.
I'd say probably around 60 people.
Yeah.
for all cast, crew, and pit. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That is crazy. So did you guys get the... You're so weird.
I was wondering how long it would take you to notice that I had it upside down.
So did you guys, when you auditioned, did you have particular roles in mind that you wanted to play?
The role that I wanted is the role that I got.
Okay.
We were given like a monologue and a song that we were wanting to prepare. So the monologue and song that we prepared, we went in, and then you literally could have tried for any other part. Like some people tried out for Plankton, but then they got like another role.
Okay.
So
So the way it works, our directors, we don't necessarily pick a character and go in for it. We're just given a couple songs. There's like 2 options for guys and 2 options for girls or higher voices, and then you pick which one you want to sing.
Okay.
You learn their monologue, and then you just do it. And then the directors put you where they feel you
Yeah.
best suit the role.
So did you get So did you want to be SpongeBob?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I either wanted to be Sandy or Pearl, and I got Sandy.
Well, happy Monday, everyone, and welcome to the morning show right here on Main Street TV, where Jennifer is here with a whole literal cast of characters, pun intended, right? And these lovely ladies are here from Oak Hill, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, very, very good. So first off, and then we're going to talk about why you're here, but could you all introduce yourselves, please?
Oh, yeah, I'm Brianna Lodwick. I play Pinocchio in Shrek the Musical Jr.
Hello, I'm Taylor Simpson, and I play Princess Fiona in Shrek the Musical Jr.
Hi, I'm Bryn Morgan, and I am the lighting technician for Shrek the Musical Jr.
I'm Megan Bias, and I play Mama Ogre in Shrek the Musical Jr.
Very good. So now are you getting the theme here? I think we're going to talk about Shrek today. So, no, welcome, ladies. This is so fun to have you here today. And so tell us, because I'm going to be honest with you, I don't know if I've ever seen Shrek. I know.
Really?
What?
Wow.
Shrek?
I don't think I have.
Wow. Okay.
So can you kind of tell us like the story?
Okay, so the story follows, obviously, it begins with little Shrek and his two parents, Mama Ogre and Papa Ogre. And and they send him off to, start his life. He hits the age of 7. They're like, get out. And
at the ripe old age of 7?
Yes.
Okay.
Ripe old age of 7.
Okay.
And they say, get out. It's time to go on your own. And so he gets his swamp. And that's where he lives. It's his own little area. Well, this guy named Lord Farquaad comes in. And he says,
wait, Farquaad?
Farquaad, Lord Farquaad.
Okay.
And he says, all the fairy tale creatures, all freaks, fruitcakes, whatever, get out. I don't want you anymore. And so he banishes all of them to Shrek's swamp. Shrek comes back and he's like, get out. I don't want you here. And they're like, you got to help us. So our knight in shining armor, Shrek, goes to save Princess Fiona. And they make their way back. And Princess Fiona is to be married to Mr. Lord Farquaad.
Oh, but he's the villain.
Yeah.
He's a bad guy. Okay.
And awfully short. Awfully short.
Oh.
And very short king. And so basically they come back and obviously Fiona and Farquaad are at their wedding and Shrek has fallen in love with the princess. And
what's not to fall in love with?
I know, right? She's beautiful.
Right?
So true. So true. And whenever Shrek finally has his true love's kiss with Fiona, we find out that Fiona's actually an ogre. And all of the fairy tale creatures get their homes back and we all live happily ever after like we're supposed to.
So when you say junior, what's the difference between like...
So basically, a regular Broadway musical would be about 2 hours long, while a junior musical has like scenes cut out for reasons.
See.
And it's also a lot cheaper and it's shorter.
Okay. So. All right. So it's just more conducive to like what you all have time to do.
Like our audience and everything. Yeah.
Okay. That makes total sense. What involvement do you have in putting on this production? Because I know you mentioned lighting, and so tell us what you all have had to do and how long have you been working on this?
Ooh, that's a good question.
It's been since end of November, I think. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Because we had auditions in end of October.
Really? So how do you know, like, do you say, okay, I want to play Shrek or I want to play whatever, or how does that whole process work?
First, you kind of got to like, you look at your script and you're like, okay, there's like all these synopsis of the characters and like the little bit you have to like memorize or prepare for the judges. And you go in and you're like, I really like this character. I think I could do really well with this character. But then whenever you're with the judges will already have something in mind, and like they'll take your performance and we'll be like, well, I think maybe you'd fit this character more, or what you just did was perfect. Like they kind of, you may not get what you want.
Okay.
But that is okay.
Makes sense.
Because all the characters are so funny in Shrek, I think. And to prepare, you gotta make sure you memorized everything. You gotta make sure like you're acting and like you're actually putting 110% of your character into what you're doing.
Yeah. Lighting. So, so here's the thing, you put on productions and you see the actors on the stage, but you also have people doing sets and costumes and lighting and music and all of these things. So how did you get into the lighting part of it?
Well, originally in 7th grade, I had auditioned for ensemble, but the day that we had So ensemble is when you like sing and you're in the musical, but you don't have like a main part. You don't have a named part or like lines. You're just usually singing along in the songs and being like background characters in the scene. And I had got that. And then the day that we went, like the first day of rehearsal, the people that either the people that were signed up for lighting and sound like didn't show up, or no one signed up at all. So they had asked the group. They were like, is anyone willing to step in and have that role? And I had a friend who was doing it at the time, and she said she'd do sound. So I was like, I'll do lights with her. And I ended up liking that way more. Of just being in the back, not on stage.
Yeah.
Still being a part of something, but not exactly in the center.
So what does Pinocchio get to do?
Oh, a lot. I have a lot that I do. I'm in a lot of dances. I do a lot of fun little jazz hands. Obviously, my nose. That's the whole thing.
Does it grow?
Yes, it does.
So how do you do that?
So we haven't gotten the nose yet, but I believe it's like there's like a little mechanism in it because it goes over my head and around. And so whenever it's like going to be something where they have to get it right on time, which is where Bryn's part comes in. So they have like a song that they play where it goes, woo, and my nose grows. So it's like a timing thing.
Oh, this sounds stressful. You guys are stressing me out. How funny. I wondered about that when you said Pinocchio. I was like, does his nose grow?
Yes, it does.
Well, I think that we should bring Mrs. Kugel over.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, come on.
Aww.
Yay! Because she's adorable. She's galloping over. It's so cute.
Hello.
Hi. So what's your involvement in the play?
So I am the head director this year. Me and Bryce weren't. We were co-directing, but he took a step back this year. So I'm over all of it. And with that, now I don't have Bryce with me. We've got a lot of student involvement with helping this musical go about. Like we've got some students who are staging choreography for some scenes. Miss Maggie Smittle is Shrek. So we have a female Shrek this year, and she does great. Yeah. She does a great job. But I'm like, Maggie, go work your magic on this choreography. Like, go tell them what do they need to do with their face. And we've had a lot of student involvement, like even with like the poster, having an art student at Oak.
Oh, shout out to Kylie Smith.
Kylie Smith.
Good job, Kylie.
Beautiful. But I think that's what I really enjoy the most this year of everything is that now that it's I'm really the head director, I'm like, okay, guys, you got to help me out. Let's do this together.
Oh, that's wonderful.
So much better because of it, because their minds are involved in it too. And it's better than what it ever could have been just with me and Mr. Ward's over it.
Sure. Oh, there's the poster.
Yes. That's Smith's work. It's so cool. Much better than what I could have done on any.
She's awesome.
Very good.
Yeah, so she made that and didn't charge us anything for it. Just took her time to willingly do that for us in our show. So it's pretty cool. We got some amazing students. And so Shrek, like you're going to see the talent. And it's them. Like I'm just giving them a little bit of advice, but they are owning the show. They're incredible at what they do. So
awesome.
A lot of magic on stage.